Guys, what's up and welcome. It's Matthew here, the designer and developer. Let's continue with our React Hook Form series. This is where we are. We've just created a beautiful form, asking ChatGPT to do that for us. So this is the awesome form um, generated by ChatGPT. So this form can submit data using React Hook Form. It can submit data, and here is the data from the form. As you can see, we've got an empty email there, okay, which is something that we don't really want when we are dealing with form. As you can see here, we've got empty username and empty email. We can even delete the password, and everything will work well. So what is the problem at this point in time? There is no validation. So we are going to use React Hook Forms. Let's call it internal validation, because you can also validate using well-known validation schema packages or libraries, which is Zod or Yep. So for now, we are going to validate using React Hooks Forms internal validation. Without wasting time, let's just jump straight to the code. Okay, so this is the code for this form. Okay, so what we have learned so far is that there are tools that we can take from use form. Okay, there are tools that we can take from React Hook Form. Okay, use form as a hook and submit handler as a type and field values as a type. We are getting these from React Hook Form. Now what we want to do, we want to validate. So what will happen after validation? This is what will happen after validation. This is not going to show. Okay, this console log is not going to show, simply because the code or the form will ask us to first fill in the input. Okay, so let's go to the code and do that. Remember, we said we've got this register. Okay, this register is like a tool from a toolbox, and the toolbox is use form. Okay, this register, it's so powerful, or this tool. So the first thing that it does, okay, it gives every input component necessary let's say necessary props, okay, which is the name and the event handlers on change and on blur. Okay, but it doesn't end there. Okay, in this register, okay, we can pass also some key value pairs. Okay, some key value pairs for validation. Okay, as you can see here, if we put here required to true, check what will happen now. And this is username. Okay, the input field is username. Now let's see, what if there is nothing on the username? Okay, nothing here. Let's see if it's going to continue. Let me refresh and make sure that it's loading from the updated code. Okay, so I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete it, and I'm going to delete this. Let's see if it's going to console log. As you can see, now it's jumping to here, to username, and it's some sort of focusing on it so that we can put something. So it means that we cannot continue without putting something there. So let's just type Matthew and let's see. As you can see, now we can continue. Okay, so this is the power of React Hook Form. If you were not using React Hook Form, it will mean that you have to validate. Okay, so let's continue and do the same thing for other inputs as well. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this. Okay, where is, here is the register. As you can see, required is equal to true. For the password, required is equal to true. Now let's go and test. Okay, so now if everything is empty, we are not going to reach this stage. Let's test. Okay, it's asking us, let's put Matthew. Okay, as you can see, now it's asking us for the email before we continue. And then let's click enter. As you can see, it's asking us for the password. Okay, then after that, it can console log. Okay, guys, I hope you are learning. If you do, please don't forget, I've got another channel which is Coded UI, where I can teach you Figma skill. Here I teach people how to design awesome user interfaces, mobile and desktop as well. We've got also a course at Udemy. You can go and search Matthew Singati. This is our course. This course has got a lot of value, or a lot of information for free. 70% of this course is for free. You can watch it on Udemy and learn how to use Figma and also how to code that. If you might want to contact me, you can just click here and book a free discovery call where we can talk one-on-one. Ask me anything, I will assist you. So let's continue. So as you can see, guys, we have managed to make sure that at least there is something there. Okay, cool. This doesn't end here, guys. Okay, this can go a step further. Okay, let's check on the validation. This is required equal to true. Believe me, I am not a genius or Mr. All Know It All. Okay, there are some things that I forget. There are some things that I don't really know how to do, so I don't pride myself with memorizing code and knowing the syntax. So now let's do the fiddling way. Okay, fiddling, it's like using VS Studio Code's IntelliSense to check what are the possibilities. Okay, so we are validating here. What we want to do, we want to set or to limit the number of characters of your username. Let's say at least 5. Okay, so which is it must be a minimum of 5. So let's put next here, let's type min. Okay, as you can see, guys, here is the min. This is the fiddling approach. You just type something and check if it exists. Obviously I have been working with this before, but I'm just trying to illustrate that you don't really have to crack your head. Okay, so a min, okay, let's see, it's a key value pair. Let's type a min of 1. In fact, let's type a min of 5 so that we can easily detect what's going on there. Okay, so this is the username. Okay, cool. Let's refresh and see. Okay, let's type 2. Make sure that all of these are correct and this one is correct. Let's just put a proper email. Okay, let's see. As you can see, now it's continuing. Okay, cool. Let's increase the numbers. Make sure it's more than 5. Let's test and see. Let's see. This is the username. It's more than 5. Okay, let's go back to our fiddling way. Okay, so if we've got a min of 5 here, okay, why don't it limits the characters? Let's see. Okay, let's do it this way, guys. Okay, max or max length. Okay, let's see, do we have something min length? Okay, let's start with max length. Okay, maybe I've made a mistake. Let's start with the max length of 5. Okay, okay, let's go back and see. Refresh. On 2, only 2 characters. Let's see. Okay, it's allowing that. Okay, put a proper email. Okay, let's see. Now it's taking us back here. Let's see, am I validating? As you can see, guys, I might have made a mistake. Okay, which is my apologies for that. I am validating on the email. Okay, as you can see, I am here on the email. I was not aware of that. My apologies. I sincerely apologize. I thought I am here. Okay, so I think maybe that min of 5 can still show us something, guys. Okay, I was just testing it on a wrong place. Okay, this min of 5. Now I am sure that I'm on the user. Okay, okay, I am here on the username. So let's just quickly check that validation. Okay, let's just make sure this is true. Let's make sure there's nothing there taking us back there. Let's say there is 1. Okay, 1, it continues. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's add more than 5. It continues. Let's see, username. Okay, Okay, cool. Not a problem. Let's go back here, guys. Let's change from min. Let's look for do we have a minimum length? Yes, min length. Maybe this is what I wanted. Okay, minimum length of 5. Okay, my apologies for the finder, but I'm just for the fiddling. I'm just showing you that some other things you really don't have to memorize. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Copy and paste this here. That means there is nothing here. It will take us back. What if we've got one there? As you can see, guys, now that's what I was looking for. I was looking for the minimum length. Okay, so this will always go back until this is at least 5. Okay, it's taking us back. Now it's continuing. Okay, so as you can see, guys, so we've got a lot of things that we can do here. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a minimum length. Obviously, we've got a max length, okay, which will accomplish the opposite of that. Okay, let's see. Okay, okay, let's refresh. Okay, make sure we put the email here. 1234, put 4 characters there. Let's see, it continues. Put 5 characters, it continues. Let's see when we are more than 5, when we have got 6 characters, what will happen? It doesn't continue. So the max length limits the number of characters to 5. So this is validation, guys. Okay, so let's go back here. So as you can see, you can validate from here. Okay, so meaning that if we want to validate all of these, okay, the exact same way, we can just copy and paste this as is. Okay, so if maybe there is an error at this point in time, as you can see, it doesn't really tell us what is the problem. It doesn't indicate. Okay, it just takes us back, but it doesn't tell us the problem. Okay, so what we want to do, let's go back here. Even here, we are going to use the fiddling approach. Okay, so what we are going to do here, instead of assigning true, we are going to assign an object. Okay, we are going to tell this object that the value is equal to true. This must be required. And the message, okay, check here. The message, we can put a clear message, which is username. Okay, username. My apologies about that. Username required. Okay, as you can see, guys. Okay, so obviously you are hoping that whenever there is an error, it will show, and at this moment it won't show. Okay, let's say you don't have this, it takes us back here and it doesn't show. The reason why it doesn't, we need to handle that. There is some sort of a certain code that we have to write in order to be able to do that. Okay, now let's go back to our toolbox. Okay, if we want something, a tool that relates to the error in the form, in the text box, okay, it means that this is so specific to the form. And all the tools that we get that are specific to the form, we always take them from use form. Okay, so here what we want form state. Okay, we want form state. As you can see, we want form state. Okay, so we might as well destructure form state. Okay, or for now, to make sure that I bend the concept and you understand what's going on, let's console log form state. Okay, before I get into destructuring, let's console log form state. Okay, so that you can see, we are console logging it at line 13 so that you can see what's in there. Okay, practically. Okay, at line 13, let's check. Here is line 13. As you can see, guys, okay, there's a lot of things here, okay, but the one that we are looking for, it's errors. Okay, it's a list of errors. Do we have any errors at the moment? No, because we didn't even click like the form. This email is supposed to throw an error, okay, and that error is supposed to be inside the list of errors. Let's test that. Okay, even this form has got an error because obviously the max length has been what can I say, it's more than 5. Okay, so that means there is an error. Should it do this, there is an error. So let's go and check the error to see if we are going to, or obviously let's see how can we get that error, that list of errors. Okay, let me just make sure that it's an error. There is nothing here and there is nothing here. Okay, we are supposed to see that error somewhere here. Let's see. Okay, let's console log. Okay, cool. And then let's check here. Let's see, do we have errors? Am I able to check inside here and view this object and see what is there? It looks like I can, guys. Check here. On email, the error is required. Okay, on password, the error is required. On username, the type of an error is required, and we've got a message there. So I hope you understand what's inside or the content of form state. Okay, cool. Now we want this error inside form state. Let's go back to the code. So when we are here in the code, we've got a choice. We can put form state dot errors. Okay, this is also possible. We will only get the errors. Let's check here, guys. Okay, as you can see, guys, now we are getting only the errors. Okay, but we can also get these errors directly from here. Okay, this is more like destructuring. Okay, errors, copy and paste that here. Okay, as you can see, so meaning that now we've got the errors, okay, a list of all errors. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to display the error according to this input, according to this name. Okay, so what I'm going to do, if we've got label here, underneath this input, I'm going to put a span there. I'm going to put a span there, and in that span, I'm going to display the error for this name. Okay, the error for this name. Let's see, errors dot. Okay, which one do we want? For the username. Okay, if we've got an error for the username, we want the message. Okay, as you can see, TypeScript automatically has put this question mark here to check if the error exists, because sometimes the error doesn't exist. So if the error doesn't exist, there is nothing that will be displayed here. Okay, so we are starting to handle the errors. Okay, let's go back. Let's see, make sure that I refresh, and then we want an error on the username. Let's see if the error will appear. As you can see, guys, now the error appears, username required, exactly as we have typed. And then what we want to do as well, we want to style the error. Okay, where is username? Here is username, here is the span. Okay, so what we can do, we can put text to read dash 500 so that it can be read. And then let's just change the text to put an arbitrary value to 12 pixels. Okay, so that it can be a little bit smaller. So I'm just styling the text and nothing more, nothing less. Okay, in terms of validation, I think that is all. So meaning that now we can display meaningful errors. Let's just test that if it works. As you can see, it works, and then we are going to duplicate it for all other inputs. So let's type something, because there is something there. Okay, what if it's more than 5? The character length, the length, obviously there is an error, but it has not been displayed. Why this error has not been displayed? Simply because we have displayed an error only for required. Okay, where I am lost in my own code. My apologies about that. Okay, required, the value is true, and the message. Okay, what else? Max length, as you can see, it's 5. Okay, let's do the fiddling approach. Let's see, can we be able to get the value here? Let's say if this can be an object. Okay, maximum value not assignable to a number. As you can see here, there can only be a number. And my next question is, how do I then provide a message for it? Okay, how do I then provide a message for it? Okay, that one is going to be a story for another day. The reason why I'm not going to concentrate much on this one, okay, it's simply because we are going to change this validation method or technique. As you can see, guys, it's limited, or it's some sort of, it will make this code longer, and it doesn't have much. Okay, it has only got some limited validation options. We are going to use Zod, and also we can even test yep as well, because I started with yep, but I then transitioned to Zod. Okay, I will tell you the reason when we get there. Okay, so I think I am happy with this, okay, because it can teach you the concept. So what we are going to do, we are going to copy everything here. Okay, let's see, copy everything from here up until, where do I want to go? Up until here. Okay, up until here. So what I want to do, let's go here. Okay, let's just paste this here, and let's paste this here. So what we are going to do, we are going to say username. Instead of username, we are going to type password. Password is required. Instead of the password, we type user email. User email required. So what we need to do, we need to take this span, okay, copy it, and come here. Now what we are going to change, instead of username, we type .email. Okay, and then we go back here, instead of email or username, we type password. Okay, so now all our inputs, they are supposed to show an error. Okay, user email, as you can see, specifically for email. If we type something, let's just type my email. Okay, this is the other error for maximum length. Okay, as you can see, when there's nothing there, it shows. When there's nothing here, it shows. When there is nothing here, it shows. Okay, so I am Matthew Msingati, the designer and developer. If you might want to learn Figma, please guys come and check and support this. We also got a course on Udemy. Please come and support here. If you might want to contact me and you want me to teach you in 6 months and make you a better developer, please come and give your name and email, and we will take it from there. So as you can see, guys, we have managed to validate form validation with React hook form. So in the next video, we are going to use, let's start with yep, so that we can see what is the issue that I had that made me to transition to Zod. Okay, and that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for clicking and listening to this video and watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe. See you on the next one.